How you doing, good people? This is Dave Bit Animal. Alright, so there's always been this long-standing debate among fans of the NES on what was the best boxing game on the console. Many people say that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is the best boxing game on the console. But a lot of folks beg to differ. A lot of gamers actually consider today's game to be the best boxing game on the NES. It was an arcade port made by the people who brought us Burger Time, Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, Breakthrough, and a host of other really good games. Heavy Barrel, a lot of great games. And they put this game out. It was initially an arcade title. And when they ported it to the NES, about a year or two after its arcade release, it actually, because of the graphical limitations of the NES console, it proved to be kind of controversial. And during my review, you'll see why. The title I'm speaking of is Data East's Ring King. Now, Ring King, what's cool about Ring King, it was not only was it wasn't the first boxing game on the NES. That was Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, I believe. But it was probably the first two-player boxing game. It had a versus mode, a watch mode, a spectator mode rather, and a single-player mode. Single-player mode had some of the longest passwords ever. But that's neither here nor there. It also had stat building, which is something that Punch-Out didn't have. You could build your boxer stats up using using attribute points you gain during fights, and those points would build on power, speed, and stamina. I mean, that's pretty basic. You don't really need too much else. You fight in the single player mode. You fight your way through a series of contests, going from your debut fight up to the world title, and I believe you may have some title differences in there. Ring King's also notable for the fact that it has several special moves in the game. There are punches that instantly knock opponents out, punches that will send an opponent out of the ring, a number of other attacks. Now, it's also kind of infamous because there's some implied things going on because of the imaginations of gamers. As in most boxing games, if you're too close to your opponent, you'll do a clinch. Well, the clinch in Ring King kind of looks like two people in a loving embrace. And between rounds rather, your corner man will be working on your foul cup, adjusting your foul cup on your boxer's midsection. That looks kind of questionable also. But I mean, only someone really, really, really with a really dirty mind will think about that. Ring King, I enjoy Ring King to no end. It's a great game. It's actually not as expensive as it used to be. At one point, Ring King was fetching like $30 on eBay. I never understood that. I got my copy of the title for about $10 from a game store that went out of business a little bit after Hurricane Katrina. But it's an awesome game, and I really, really, really encourage you to pick it up. This has been A Bit Animal, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.